What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy, Mr. Muhammad Imad Bruce Lee, for coming through and boosting up your man the YB coin 100%. So, as you've seen by the title, we've got the real first beef, the first bit of fake, cooked up, orchestrated beef between Mr. Chris, the wannabe, newly reigned Instagram, YouTube boxing, TikTok boxing champion, EUBANK Jr., and CONOR BENN. So, I hate the fact that I even have to report on this, and this really sums up how down bad UK boxing really is. Yeah, we are in the doldrums right now, 100%. Here we go anyway. So, there we are. Your man the YB minding his business, and a tweet comes through from Chris EUBANK, essentially beg-friending Jake Paul to fight. And this really, I feel vindicated. But anyway, before we get to that, let's read it out. So this is the circumstances. For you man who don't know, Jake Paul is fighting a heavyweight Donny called Hasim Rahman Jr., who's obviously the son of the cat who smoked Lennox Lewis in the first fight. Bear in mind, Hasim Rahman Jr. is a heavyweight. Jake Paul has brought him down to cruiserweight as a kind of evener. Yeah, pulling a Canelo, pulling a Floyd Mayweather. So let's read out the tweet here. Jake Paul says CONOR BENN is a dirty fighter because he doesn't want Chris EUBANK to have a massive size advantage fight night. No, he just wants a fair/safe fight. Rahman can weigh in at any weight fight night, 200 weigh-in, 214 at noon fight day, any weight fight night. Stop making excuses. There you go, that's what Jake Paul said anyway. Essentially just using CONOR BENN as a validator. Look, if it's good enough for CONOR BENN, it's good enough for the JP. Guess what? Chris EUBANK, rather than saying, oh, you know what, Jake Paul's a YouTube boxer and I'm taking my career serious, let me just leave whatever he's saying alone. No. Chris EUBANK, again, this had nothing to do with Chris EUBANK, but still, any little smidgen. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Jake Paul's mentioning someone I might be fighting. Oh, let's jump on that. Because I'm desperate to make money and not take no real serious career fights. And I've been telling you this, man. I've been telling you this in my last few videos on this topic. I told you, I've got all these people telling me, oh, YB, oh, you know, Chris EUBANK's career, and oh, if he comes down to 156, oh, he's never fought there before and it's going to ruin his career. What career? Let's be serious now. What career does Chris EUBANK actually have? Again, people can say that, oh, YB, he's made 10 times, a million times more money than you. Okay. Yeah, but still, what career does he have? His career is the knocking around, collecting coin off his dad's name career. Fair play to the guy. I'm not saying I wouldn't do the same, but it is what it is. And this sums it up. The dude is desperate to get any kind of bag that doesn't involve really getting in there with the top guys. Golovkin. I think he probably would go in there with Golovkin now, 50-year-old. But when Golovkin was prime, EUBANK's ass flapped. Facts. That's a fact as well. You can tell it all the way to the bank. Anyone proper. Don't forget, people. Canelo has all the belts and Triple G's had a whole bunch of belts. Do you not find it odd? We heard about Dillian White being mandatory for years. How many times have you seen Chris EUBANK become mandatory? And the amount of belts there are, it's really not hard to be mandatory these days. All you have to do is have it. Most of the time, mandatory fights are for vacant belts anyway. Or most of the time, mandatories are based on some sort of vacant thing anyway. Or where some random, what do they call it? Define an eliminator against some bum anyway. But even so, even though you only have to fight bums to get a shot at the champions these days, EUBANK don't even want to do that. He's not interested. He's interested in doing all these goofy WWE, big money, not leading nowhere fights. Anyway, like I said, so your man Chris EUBANK sitting there thinking, oh, how can I milk my dad's name some more for some coin? Oh, look, Jake Paul, the YouTuber, he mentioned the man I'm supposed to be fighting. Jake Paul didn't even mention Chris EUBANK. And that's how desperate he is. He ain't even in the conversation. And he jumping in. Okay, no. He says, yo, Jake Paul, once I deal with Ben and you take care of Rahman, how about me and you go a couple of rounds? Oh, this is bad. Honestly, Chris EUBANK, the way he comes across here is literally representative of the state of UK boxing right now. It's going all the way through it. Down all the way bad. I don't understand it. How can you be a man, yeah, who's, don't forget, Chris EUBANK always, and that's why I actually do respect CONOR BENN to a higher extent. At least he's given his career half a go. EUBANK, he literally has no shame. Got his dad's second name. In fact, he's the junior, and he got no shame. He out here begging YouTubers for a fight. Oh my god. Unbelievable. I'll come in at 160. You come in at whatever weight you want. Winner gets Canelo. Like, wait, winner gets Canelo? Listen, EUBANK. Whatever we say about Canelo, yeah, what makes you think? Honestly, the way EUBANK's carrying on, yeah, you'd think his name was Mayweather. The only way I see Canelo being involved in this at all, yeah, would be kind of like if Floyd said to Jake Paul, Jake, my name's Floyd Mayweather. If you fight me, the winner gets Canelo. I think possibly Canelo might be interested in that, because obviously it's a huge Mayweather fight and he gets an opportunity at revenge. I can see that making sense, but EUBANK, what power, what authority do you have to say the winner gets Canelo? What? It's wild. Where's he living at? EUBANK can't even get dudes half his size to fight him. We're not even sure the CONOR BENN fight is going to get signed yet. And he's out here trying to make moves with the biggest guy in the sports career. You're having a laugh. Don't mean funny, yeah? Don't no one know you outside of the UK. And even in the UK, the only reason people know you is because of your dad. That's a fact. Honestly, if Chris EUBANK wasn't his dad's son, he would be any man. He'd be kind of like Nick Blackwell, for example. That's the kind of guy he'd be. A bit higher level than Nick Blackwell, just knocking around the place. For you know what I mean, one of them ones, the standard British level kind of dude, because what's he done? Nothing. He would be the standard mid-level British level kind of dude knocking around, winning one, losing one. That's what he'd be doing. Because he got his dad's name, magically he's been able to fight bums for a whole bunch of bag. And now he's doing this. Oh, I mean, it don't even make sense. Jake Paul's £200, you're 160, Canelo's 168, and I don't know. But it shows you how desperate he is. EUBANK knows he don't have no name in his own right. That's why he had to bring in the Canelo sweetener. Oh, Jake Paul, fight me, even though I've got no name. If you beat me, you get to fight Canelo. Like, on what basis? It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird? Imagine that. Imagine what was going through Chris EUBANK's head at the point he wrote this tweet. Honestly, and I don't care what no one says, this really sums up 2022. People are desperate. I think, apparently, well, Chris EUBANK's already got his, I got my, what car was it, McLaren, and got my $3 million gaff and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of like, at what point do you say, you know what, I've robbed a bank, I've fought bums galore, let me just sit down somewhere now, and let me be grateful and count my blessings that I've milked my dad's name and kind of brought his legacy into disrepute. Let me just sit down somewhere. Oh no, it's 2022, and that means if you have to fly to Saudi and get some next Prince Don, some next Corma Prince Don to dump on your chest for some extra bag, that's what you'll do. There's no shame anymore in this age. It's all about the bag, no matter what. There's no substance. You know what, man? I'm already a millionaire. Do I need to really beg a YouTuber? This is categorically begging a YouTuber now. Begging it, and he's so desperate to fight a YouTuber. He's literally bringing in names. He can't. That's a lie. The winner won't get Canelo. Yeah, the winner will be lucky to beg Canelo for the shot about the winner gets Canelo. But it shows you. I wouldn't be surprised if he said things like, oh, the winner gets to fight Benjamin Franklin. Like, you might as well just start bringing in names whilst you're at it. Why not? Why stop at Canelo? Why not say the winner gets a prime Muhammad Ali? Since you're just throwing names in there, let's just throw some more names in there. Oh, the winner gets Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? It's odd, super odd. Putting in emojis, again, it shows you how desperate he is. He actually put in emojis in. Ooh, yeah, oh, we're friends. Oh yeah, cool. Winner gets Canelo, wink wink. Goofy have an ass, dude. And don't worry, I ain't no Tommy Fury. If I say I'm gonna do something, it gets done. Listen, you're the bum slayer. Yeah, but don't worry. But listen, Tommy Fury, let's not even talk about him. Let's focus on you right now. Yeah, you're the bum slayer. That's what you are. But don't worry about this. Worry about you being a bum slayer. How about that? Worry about your whole career. Fair play to the guy. He's made a whole bunch of money, but that is all he's done. Let's not get that twisted. And also, it's not like he's made a whole bunch of money off his own back. No, he jumped, his dad bus him out of his Johnston. And that's about it. Ever since then, all he's done is fight bums and be paid, because apparently there's some sort of interest in that now. Oh, the son of a great fighter. Apparently people love it. That's what we've learned from Ben and from EUBANK. More so EUBANK, because EUBANK's actually done nothing in his career, and actually his technique's awful, or historically has been pretty awful. So no one really tuned in to see EUBANK because he had amazing skills, or because, you know what I mean, or anything like that, or because he was fighting the top guys. No, they tuned in because he had second name. That's it. Don't worry, I ain't no Tommy Fury. If I say I'ma do something, it gets done. Listen, you've been talking about Golovkin, Canelo for how many years? And as I mentioned earlier, not once have you took it upon yourself to become mandatory. Golovkin was a 3-belt champion for like 10 years, 5 years. Why didn't you make a move there? You know what? It's so easy to become mandatory these days. Especially for 3 or 4-belt champions like Canelo, like Golovkin. Because you've got 4 literally cracks at it. It's almost impossible not to get a world title shot in this day and age, if you're half sharp. He got no intention. And even today, where Canelo's kind of looking more rough and Golovkin's old as you like, even today, he still ain't trying to make no moves. Instead, it'd be one thing if Chris EUBANK was in Canelo's Twitter saying, Canelo, once you beat this guy, once you beat Golovkin, or, you know what I'm saying? I could almost respect that. If Chris EUBANK was in Canelo's or Triple G's DMs or in his Twitter saying, oh, the winner gets to fight me, yeah, he would be desperate. Yeah, he would be outplaying himself in as much as you ain't their level to say the winner gets me, but still, I could rate that. I can work with that. You know what? If Chris EUBANK's trying to make a fight between him and the winner of Canelo and Golovkin, that's what he's supposed to be doing, isn't it? Them two fighters are the top in your sport, the top in your weight division. If you want to make a little play and try and drum some social media hype up for it, so be it. Instead, no tweets from EUBANK about Golovkin and Canelo. No, he beg-friending a YouTuber. Oh my god. Anyway, that's what the post from Chris EUBANK. CONOR BENN saw that and came back through and said, you won't fight again after you've shared the ring with me. I will be your last fight. Wow. As I said at the start of the video, this really is the first bit of beef, fresh beef, British beef that we've seen from the pair, and it's lackluster, to say the best. EUBANK didn't respond, which again says it all for me. Why does it say it all? It says it all because Chris EUBANK ain't really trying to dialogue with anyone who half serious. CONOR BENN's half serious. EUBANK, what's that? You're half serious? No thanks. I want to deal with the YouTubers and the random ones. How embarrassing. CONOR BENN, to be honest, the fact that this fight's... I've told you already my opinion. CONOR BENN needs to focus on his own career and take it seriously. Don't forget, CONOR BENN himself has already been out here. Oh, I've got the Rolls Royce. Oh, I've got the McLaren. Oh, I'm a millionaire. I'm a 20-year-old millionaire. Okay, if you're a 20-year-old millionaire, why aren't you going for substance? Why aren't you going to back your family name up in the proper way of doing it? Not trying to work out, catch weights and all that. Sort your career out, back your name up, do it in your own right. Because your dad didn't do it by hanging around. Your dad done it by becoming world champion. That's where his name was made. And then he had the big fights. Don't forget that. Yeah? EUBANK and Ben, they had already been world champs before they started doing all the fun fights. All the big head-to-heads, big name fights. That's how it works. But these kids, you see, they've been given a name. So they can automatically go from bum slayers to, big name. It's not really, but realistically, in boxing terms, it's not a big fight. Because neither man has done nothing. The only reason it has any relevance is because of their dads. That's the honest truth. That's the God's honest truth. The fact of the matter is, if you look at their actual resumes, and then, their resumes could be anyone's resume. Imagine, two people without their second names. Would that be pay-per-view? It could be like Josh Kelly and someone else. I don't know. For anyone. Is that a pay-per-view event? No, it's not. which tells you it's all about the second name. And we know that, we live in the clout era. But still, man, it don't mean I have to grab my ankles and take it like a champion. But anyway, man, listen, it is what it is. Chris Eubank stay begging. Conor Benn, in my opinion, I mean, for me, yeah, it will say it all if Conor Benn loses. If Conor Benn loses to Chris Eubank, the whole game's all upside down. Because he will have ruined, I don't care what no one says, oh, but I'm going back down. It doesn't work like that. The whole mystique is about you're undefeated and you're making waves and you're making a real go of it. If you go up and lose to Eubank, it's like, don't get me wrong, Eddie Hearn will, Mr. Apple and Pears will come in hot. Oh, don't matter, yeah, it's at 160, yeah, we're coming back down, yeah. Eddie Hearn will give it all that, but I'm telling you now, the value of it, the legacy of it is gone, it's shot to bits. All because you wanted some extra bag now and you couldn't wait. The fight isn't going nowhere. I mean, look at Chris. I've been telling you, man. One of my key points why this fight shouldn't happen now is the fact that Chris Eubank is going to be knocking around, fighting random ass dudes for the next 3 years. He ain't going nowhere. So what's the rush? Doesn't make any sense. You're comfortable at 147. In 3 years, you'll be bigger. By then, you'll probably be 160 anyway. Or you'll certainly be a lot more closer to 160 in 3 years than you are now. Plus, Eubank will be older. All the things come to... Plus, you might have been world champion by then already. So the fight, so everything falls into place 3 years from now. Plus, if your career goes the other way and you start losing... Conor Benn versus Eubank's still a big one. That's a banker. That's what you call a banker's card, I'd say. Keep that one on the sideline. Ain't going nowhere. That's always going to be about the Benn versus Eubank legacy. It's never going to be about your individual skills. That's why we're doing that's why the fight's even possible now, innit? Let's be real now. No one talking about Benn versus Eubank because of the, oh, look at this one's skills, look at that one's skills. No, it's all about the family clout and the family legacy. That will never change. Conor Benn could lose the next 5 and Chris Eubank could lose the next 5 and it'd still be, wouldn't it? Realistically. Obviously, at the margin, it'll be a bit different, but for the bulk of it, 90% of the fight will remain the same. 5 losses or not. You still want to see, which son has got the most bottle. But anyway, man, listen, here's what it is. And I told you the other day, in the UK, or really globally, but either way, in the UK in particular, us fans, we are ankle grabbers. We grab ankles, yeah, we grab spit roast, and we take it. That's what we do. Yeah, one in the front and one in the back, and we say nothing. In fact, all you hear is some murmurs, yeah, gargles. That's all you hear. You don't hear nothing else. 100%. We cucked, no doubt.